For this quilt, here is another technique than the one used in the magazine. So, I have reported each unit A on each block on a frozen paper. The advantage of this technique is that you will be able to sew, but this frozen paper could be taken off and used again later on. For each unit A of each block, you need to choose 2 fabrics and follow the cutting instructions, which you will find attached to the magazine. On the frozen paper, you now need to report Unit A with the numbers and letters on the matte side of the paper. Take the first square, which measures 2 1/4 inches and which will be used for the first triangle 1A. Now on the shiny side of the paper, put the square on the back of the triangle. Press the iron on the matte side of the freezer paper to stick it on the triangle. Now fold the paper in order to follow the line between 2B and 1A. Cut off the excess of fabric at 1/4 inch of the fold. You're now going to take the first square of 2 1/2 inches side with the second fabric. Put the 2 pieces right sides together and edge to edge. Sew the 2 pieces together along the fold. Unfold the 2 pieces and press the iron on the matte side of B2. Now do the same for B3. Fold along the line between A1 and B3. Now we are going to sew C4. Now fold the paper along the base of the triangle C4. Now cut off the excess of fabric at 1/4 inch from the fold. Fold the 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 inch rectangle in 2 and put it right sides together in the middle of the tip of the triangle. Now sew along the folded paper. Now press the iron on C4 on the matte side of the freezer paper. Now use exactly the same technique for D5. And the same again for the 2.5 by 2 3/4 inch rectangle. And the same again with the same size rectangle D6. We are now going to do the same thing with E7, which is a rectangle of 2.25 by 5 inches. We are going to do the same with F8 and F9, which are two rectangles of 2.5 by 3.25 inch. For G10, we are going to use a rectangle of 2.25 by 6 inches. Now we are going to do the same thing with H11 and H12, which are two rectangles of 2.5 by 4 inches. Take the 5 5/8 of a square and cut it in the diagonal. One triangle will be used for unit A. Put it right sides together and edge to edge, and then align its tips with the last ones. Now sew along the fold. Fold along the line and cut the excess of fabric at 1/4 inch on both sides. Now unstick the freezer paper, which could be reused for other units A.